teacher and classmate. I'm Jessica Alarcón, and today I'm going to talk about promoting cultural awareness of Amazonian culture in Peru. The table of content is Introduction, Case Study, Cultural Awareness in Peru regarding Amazonian cultures, Analysis and Perspective on the Problem, Contribution and Solution for Fostering Cultural Awareness, Conclusions and Reference. Introduction. This presentation explores the importance of global and democratic citizenship through the lens of cultural awareness in Peru, focusing especially on Amazonian cultures. Global citizenship refers to recognizing our interconnectedness and responsibilities beyond national borders, while democratic citizenship emphasizes participation, inclusion, and respect for diversity within societies. Case study: Cultural awareness in Peru regarding Amazonian cultures. Peru is home to extraordinary cultural and linguistic diversity, especially in the Amazon region, which houses 51 of the country's 55 indigenous people and 44 of 48 native languages. Despite this richness, Amazonian cultures have historically been marginalized in national narrative, with limited representation in educational materials and public discourse. Recent initiatives highlight efforts to address this gap. UNESCO and the Ministerio de Cultura are working to revitalize indigenous Amazonian languages, aiming to keep them as living parts of Peru's heritage. The inauguration of Peru's first intercultural library in Tocache provides access to books in Spanish and indigenous languages, translation service, and cultural preservation spaces, setting a precedent for integration and recognition of Amazonian cultures. Projects supporting indigenous communities' voices and biocultural heritage seek to empower these groups to represent themselves rather than being depicted solely as objects in museums. Analysis and perspective. I strongly advocate for increased cultural awareness and appreciation of Amazonian cultures in Peru. Recognizing and valuing indigenous contribution is critical for promoting social cohesion and national unity, fostering inclusivity and reducing discrimination and racism, empowering indigenous communities to participate in decisions affecting their lives and cultural heritage. Educational models must be sensitive to the unique realities of Amazonian people, integrating their languages, histories, and perspective into curricula and public institutions. Supporting intercultural dialogue and democratic citizenship training, especially among youth in rural and indigenous contexts, is vital for strengthening rights, duties, and identity recognition. Contributions to the solution. To advance cultural awareness and democratic citizenship in Peru, the following measures are recommended. Expand intercultural education. Develop curricula that include Amazonian histories, languages, and worldviews, and train teachers in intercultural competencies. Support languages, revitalizing, continue and expand projects like those led by UNESCO and the Ministerio de Cultura to preserve and promote indigenous languages. Empower indigenous representation, involve Amazonian communities in designing cultural programs, exhibition, and educational materials, ensuring their voices and perspectives are central. Promote inclusive public spaces, establish more intercultural libraries and cultural centers that serve as hubs for learning, dialogue, and celebration of Amazonian heritage. Conclusions. Cultural visibility and self-representation are essential for protecting the rights of indigenous Amazonian communities in Peru. By expressing their identities, worldviews, and territorial claims, these communities strengthen their voice in public discourses and resist external pressures that threaten their lands and heritage. Legal and constitutional recognition of indigenous people, combined with efforts to revitalize their languages and cultures, is crucial for their full participation as democratic citizens. While historical exclusion has caused social conflicts, initiatives such as intercultural bilingual education and the establishment of autonomous territorial governments promote inclusion, respect, and cultural autonomy, contributing to social cohesion and sustainable development. The cultural and linguistic diversity of the Amazon should be embraced as an opportunity to build an inclusive, global, and democratic citizenship that values pluralism. As a multicultural nation, Peru must continue to develop policies that integrate indigenous perspectives into education, governance, and economic development, recognizing ancestral knowledge and encouraging active participation of indigenous people in national and international processes. This is a reference I use in the exposure. Thanks for your listening.